For this lesson, go into your exercise folder and open up the image that begins with 788 but ends with _5. In this lesson, let's play around with hair color. What do you say? Now again, I already have the selection made down here, and if you do want more information on selection, which is such a keystone skill, you might want to check out the course I did on Photoshop CC for Infinite Skills. Let's come back up here. We should know how to do this now. Control, and that's Control in Windows, Command on a Mac, click, and there's our selection. Now if we come over here, Total Non-Destructive, we have a lot of options we could use for changing hair color. I'm going to go in a slightly different direction by choosing black and white. That's pretty cool all by itself. Now what we can do now, if we're looking for a non-color, is we can begin manipulating the color channels over here to get even a different result, a more dramatic look. Reds and yellows are probably the two most important ones in what we're doing, but you also have to watch those flyaway hairs too when they start looking unrealistic. What you might need to do if the color that you want really clashes with what's going on up there is don't forget that is a mask over here. And you could paint those hairs out and mask them out if you wanted to. Now we still have the ability, even though we're working in black and white, to add color by going to Tint, right here. And if you want to change, you can change it into more of a brown. You'd add more reds. Actually, you can do anything you want, obviously. The selection is making, obviously, this work for us. And you could try other types of filters like photo filter, color filters to change the color of her hair just by simply making the selection and making the adjustment. The beauty of it is, of course, is that we are dealing with adjustment layers that we can change any time that we want. Now let's do one more just kind of like extreme makeover kind of thing. There was a television show in the United States. I don't know if it ever got anywhere else. It was called Extreme Makeovers, where they would take people and cut their hair and put makeup on them and all that kind of stuff. I would call this an extreme makeover so far. Let's go ahead and collapse this for a second. Let's come back and reselect hair. That's a Command or a Control click, Command in Mac, Control in Windows, and we got our selection back. But this time, I want you to inverse it. Why? Because now the only things we have selected are the background and her flesh and face. Now if we go all the way back up here and come down here and do another black and white, I'm not saying you want to do this. I'm just saying just one more kind of fun way to work. Now, the beauty of doing something like this, if you even want to do it, is that we can control the color. We can control what we see over here to create a very surrealistic type of look to the image, if this is something you're even interested in. And we can even, if we want to, use opacity on it to bring back maybe just a little bit of color. Maybe something like that. Now again, we can come down here. Here's the original image. We can look at that anytime we want to. We can hold down the Shift key and click there to turn off the background. We can hold on the Alt key and click on this one to see the original and then what we did. Everything that we have done is non-destructive. Whatever you want to do to an image, it involves adjustment layers, in my opinion, because they're non-destructive, and good, solid selection techniques.